Hey guys, I'm gonna do a short video on two dog-proof traps that I use on my line. Do a review over them, pros and cons of each one, and which one I prefer over the other. So I'll start with the Duke dog-proof, the first dog-proof traps I ever got, and I went to a trapping convention when it was here in Missouri a couple years ago, and it was the new thing on the market, and they were cheap at the convention, so I bought 4 of them, and I tried them out, used them for a year. I really loved them, and what I really like about it is I had a really high ratio between coons, possums, and skunks. I haven't caught a single skunk in a Duke dog proof. I have caught some possums, but not very many, and I haven't had a single coon pull out of one of these, which is really good. And I have really high percentage catch rates on coons with these over the past 2 seasons that I've had them. And what I really like about them is it has just the one trigger, so they just have to pull. And I love the staking system on it, because even if the ground is frozen, it's small enough you can still punch through it and get into the ground. And also the chain on it, I really like the chain, unlike most all your other traps. Like, have the other kind of chain that I don't know what you call it, but this chain is just a lot more heavy duty, and more heavy duty swivels. And also it has in the bottom of these, it's kind of plugged up, but they have little drainage holes on the sides here, so if it rains, then the water that gets in there is going to drain out. So that's the Duke DP. If you're going to get a dog proof, I'd really recommend them. And here, and then the next year, since I really like the dog proof traps, I decided to get more. And last year, or the year before, they came out with the Z trap, which is pretty much like based off of the Duke dog proof. The only thing different, first thing that's different is the staking system. It has a stabilizer here. Unlike the Duke, it's just a long piece of metal, and then the swivel is a little bit different on it, where it attaches to it, the stake. And the chain, pretty much the same chain, maybe a little bit bigger. And the good thing about this trap is it has another swivel added on in the middle of the chain, which I like that. And another thing about this trap is it has the push or pull trigger, so the coon or whatever animal gets in, they can either push down on the trigger and it'll slip into this notch here, or they can pull it and the trigger will go behind it and set it off. And I've had really good luck with coons. The good thing, I've never had a coon pull out of one of these. But I take that back. I actually had one coon pull out of this, just because where I had it set, it wedged it between 2 trees, so it got good leverage, so it pulled out. So it really wasn't the trap's fault, it was my fault from putting it there. But the only thing I really don't like about it is I've had a lot more skunk catches in the Z trap than in the coon or in the Duke, because instead of just a pull trigger, it's also a push. So even if a skunk puts his foot in there and pushes down on it, he's gonna get caught. Because I haven't caught a single skunk in the Duke ones before. So that's one disadvantage I really don't like about the Z traps, is that you do catch more non-target animals like skunks and possums, which I really don't like. But it is a really good trap. Another thing I like about it is it's powder coated, so there's very little rust on it. Unlike the Duke, it's not. You can paint them, but usually they just the paint just comes off. I did dye these, but you can see it's all the dye came off. So that's one good thing about the Z trap, is it's powder coated. And it also does have the drainage holes here on each side, so if water does come in to the trap, it'll drain out. And so if I was gonna trap long lines with one of these traps, I'd probably go with the Duke DP, just because I've had a lot higher coon catches in it and less skunks, because I've never caught a skunk in one of these. But these also work good. They're about the same price as the Duke ones, so I'd recommend both of them, but personally I like the Duke better. So just depends on your opinion on what you think. This is just what I think. So talk to you later.